Hi friends, in today's tutorial I'm going to show you how to animate a character with Python Kivy. For example, now let me run the program. So if I run the program now, whenever you can see a ball object bouncing within the screen, whenever it bounces and touches any part of the screen, it shows the text right over here. Ball touch down, ball touch right, ball touch left, and ball touch right or down. So that's what we are going to be working on today. So let's get started. Hi, please, if this is your first time watching my YouTube video, please do not forget to hit the like button and also hit the subscribe button, and do not forget to support me on PayPal. The link is at the description below, and also the link to this source code is at the description below. So let's get started. So in our first step, what we want to do now is to import the important Kivy library. So we are going to first of all write um, from Kivy dot app, which is import app. Then the second step, we are going to write from Kivy from Kivy .uix um widget, import widget. And also we are going to import from Kivy dot properties, import we are going to import two things, which is the first one will be reference list property, and also we are going to import the object property and string property. So our next step now is to write from um Kivy dot vector, which is import vector. And also we are going to write from Kivy dot clock, import clock. And we are also going to write from rand random, import rand int. And also we are going to write from Kivy, do we need screen, from Kivy dot uix dot screen manager, import screen manager and then screen. So that's all for our first step. So now in our next step, we want to create three classes. The first class is for the ball, and the second class we are going to write widget right over here, widget. We are going to write pass. So the second one, class, then we are going to create our ball. We are going to create the class, call it ball screen, then widget 2, widget, then we write pass. And also we want to create our app, class animation, then pass. The animation, we are going to write app. So right over here we are going to write pass, and also we are going to write animation right over here dot run. So that's all for this step. Now let me run it now and see if we have a screen. So we have a blank screen now. So let us impute our ball object. In our next step, we are going to impute our ball object and some other things. So let's work on that. So in this our next step now, we are going to create a new KV file for this animation. We are going to create a file here, call it we are going to write file here, write the name of this um app class. You write animation.kv. So we'll click on enter now. So now let's create the classes for both ball and screen. Let's work on this ball for placing the ball on the screen widget. So let's work on that right now. So we are going to write first of all, we are going to create our class for this thing. What are we going to call it? Ball widget. We're just going to write ball right here, and over here we are going to give it size of the ball, which is 30 by 30, and over here we are going to that is the size of the ball, which is 30 by 30. So we are going to write canvas is going to be under this canvas. We are going to write ellipse. Then under this ellipse, that's the shape of the object, which is circle. So we are going to give it our position, self dot position. We are going to write self position is going to be self dot position. Then also our size is going to be we are going to give it size is going to be self dot size. So that's all for the creation of the ball class. So for the ball screen, what we are going to do right here is that we are going to come over here and create a variable, which is a class, which is this ball screen right over here. We are going to write we are going to write ball exactly right over here. So here we are going to give the ball we are going to give the screen some properties. We are going to write name is going to be equal to screen. Then right over here we are going to write ball is going to be ball. That's the name, the IDS for the we are trying to link. Don't worry, I will show you what I'm doing right over here. So label, we are going to create a label for it, which is the text, whereby whenever the ball bounces either top, down, left or right, it's going to display the message for us that we bounce left, bounce right, bounce up and bounce down. So let's give it a size. So we are going to write font underscore size is going to be 70. We are going to give it a font name. We are going to give it a font. Let's use comic as the font. And the position of the text is going to be at the top screen somewhere here. So the position, the center X, you are going to write center underscore X, which is root dot width, then over 2.1. So we are going to write top is going to be root dot top, then minus 50. That's still the position of the y position. So the text, we are going to just make it empty for now. So let's work on the next step. Now we've created the ball. I think now if you run the program, we are going to see the it's not showing right, it's not showing the object are even showing right now, but in the next step we are going to make sure they display on the screen. So let's work on that. So now under here, now under this label, we are going to write ball. I'm going to write ball right over here, and over under here I'm going to write id is going to be this ball right over here. This ball, I think, wait, let me change this to, let me write capital letter B right over here as the id. So here I'm going to write ball as the this thing. We are going to write ball right over here, and the position we are going to write center equals is going to self dot parent dot center. Let's run it now and see. Still it's not still showing yet. So for this step now, let's move on to the next step now right over here. So we are done with our kv file. So let's go on to, but before we are done right over here, I want us to write something right over here, which is root dot text under this ball screen class. So let's go to our main file. So under this main file here, we are going to start working on the ball class now. And under this ball class, we are going to create some variable, which is velocity. I'll call it speed underscore x is going to be equal to numeric property, which is going to be 0. Let's import numeric properties too. So our speed underscore y is going to be equal to numeric property, which is 0. So our velocity, we are going to create a variable which is speed. Speed is going to be equal to reference list property, then velocity x. I mean speed x, speed x with speed y is going to be you just like that. Let's just leave it like that. So we are going to create a function which is move, and under this move, what we are trying to do now is that we want to make sure that we want to give it a defined speed when the game starts. When the application starts. So what are we going to do right now? We are going to write self dot position is going to be equal to vector. We're going to be equal to speed, then which is we are going to write times self dot speed. Then under here we are going to write plus self dot position POS. position. So okay, I say I'm supposed to write vector right over here. Vector. It's vector here I'm supposed to write. So let's move on to our next step. So on this next step now, we want to add we are going to um work on our ball screen. So for that now, we want to create the ball variable, which is ball equal to object property, which is none. We need this ball object so that we are going to use it properly and it's going to be an object instead of a shape or whatsoever kind of rule. So we can be able to use the ball object. We are going to convert the shape into an object and also be able to use the ball, enable the ball to move as an object. So let's work on that now, right now. So under this, we are going to write text. Is going to be we are going to write first of all. I'm going to write. Let me come over this animation side. We are going to write text right over here. Text equal to um. Wait, let me check something right over here. This text we are trying to link up with this thing. That is what we are trying to link up to. We are going to write text equal to string property, which is going to be empty. Or we can put any symbol, anything inside the string property. Let's write something like hi. So let's run it now and see if it's going to display. We haven't, so it's not yet displaying on the screen. So let me see what I can do. So right over here now. So we haven't put everything, we haven't connected it to the app. That's why it's not showing anything right over here. So it's not showing anything on the screen. We haven't connected all these things to the this is so now let's move on by aside from that, let's add some setting property. We are going to create a function which is uh, on ball on ball start. That means whenever we start the whenever we want to make sure that we move the ball, where we want to make sure that we move the ball whenever we start the program. So to move the ball now, we are going to say self dot ball dot center. We want to place it in the center, so we are going to say equal to self dot center, center center. So 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 now what we want to do now, so right here what we want to do is that as we were here, we want to make sure that we set the ball to the center of the screen. That's what we are doing right over here. So right here we are going to write self. We want to make sure that we move the ball. Now self dot ball dot velo dot we are going to write speed is going to be equal to vector, that is going to be vector 8, vector 8 vector 8 comma 0. Then that's the speed. The 8 is the speed right over here. So we are going to write rotate, then rand int. That means rand it int. That means the random, when we choose a random angle whereby we rotate, whereby we move our ball either from 0 to 360 right over here. So that's what we are doing right here. So um for our this let's move on to the next step now, which is we want to create an update function. So let's move on to the next step. So in this our next step now, we are going to create a function whereby we are going to be moving the ball where and checking the ball if the ball has bounced on any part of the screen. So here we are going to write under this, we are going to call it update. Then we are going to write self, then dt. Then under here we are going to write self dot ball dot move self dot ball object dot move. This function right over here we are calling it. So from here we are going to write it like this. So we are going to our next step now. What we want to make sure to now, we want to check if the ball has touched any part of, we want to check it if the ball has touched any part of the screen. If it has touched any part of the screen, what we are going to do is to bounce the ball backward, bounce the ball at the opposite direction. So let's work on that. So now to check if the ball has moved, either touch any side of the screen, let's create an if condition. We are going to write if we are going to write if self dot ball if self dot ball dot top top is greater than self okay, why is it still showing error? Wait, let me fix something right over here. So we are going to say self dot ball dot top dot self. Also here we are going to write self dot height. So right over here, I don't know why it's still showing error here. I don't know if we should make it like this right over here. So now in this step, what we want to make sure to do is that our ball whenever our ball hits the top screen, the down screen, the left screen, or the right screen, we want to make sure that we bounce the ball back and also display the text that we've hitting certain part of the screen. So let's create an if condition. We are going to write if self dot ball dot top is greater than self dot height. So what are we going to do now? If that means what we are trying to do here is that if the ball touches up part of the up side of the screen, so what we are going to do here is that we are going to write self dot text. We are going to make sure we display that we hit the the top side of the screen. We are going to write ball touch up. So also we are going to and and when the ball touches up, we are going to bounce back the ball by writing self dot ball dot speed underscore y, which is going to be times equal to minus 1. So that's all for the top screen. So for the other side, whether if for to check if the ball has hit the left side of the screen or the right side of the screen, we are going to write if that means x if self dot ball dot x is less than 0 what we are going to do, I'll just copy the self dot ball dot text. That means the ball has touched the left side of the screen. Ball touched left. We are going to write left, left. So, and also what we are going to do is that we are going to write self dot speed, or I'm going to copy this right over here. I'll copy it and I'm going to paste it here, and I'm going to put underscore x is going to be -1. So also for the this thing, if the ball touches right side of the screen, we are going to create a condition that is if self dot ball if self dot ball dot right is greater than self dot width. So what are we going to do? I'll just copy and paste the speed here. That's x right over here, and I'll copy this and I'll copy this and I'm going to paste it right over here. Ball touched right. So let's move on to the final step now. So if ball now, yes, if self dot ball if self dot ball if self dot ball dot y is less than 0, that means if it touches down part of the screen, we are going to say ball touch down, and we are going to copy this movement and paste it right over here. We are going to say self dot ball dot speed underscore y. This time is going to be y. So that's all for moving the ball on the screen. So now let's move on to our final step. So our final step now is to make sure that all this stuff, the movement should display on the screen. Not that all of this step, we want to make sure that the text should be displayed on the screen. For us to do that, we have to connect it to the app class. We have to connect all this the ball screen with the app class. So how are we going to do it? We are going to write def build self. Then under here we are going to write movement animation. I'm going to write anim. So I'm going to give it I'm going to call this class, which is ball screen, right over here. I'm going to call it down here. Write ball screen. Then here, right over here, I'm going to say also we are going to connect the ball. We are going to write anim dot serve anim dot we are going to connect our stationary movement, which is anim dot ball start anim dot on we are going to copy this. Let me copy this right over here. On ball start, I'll copy it, and then I'll paste it right over here. So I'm going to say on ball start. So right over here, why is it showing error? Rather than doing that, I'll just say ball screen. I'll just say ball screen dot on ball start. Then I'll write return. What I'll do is that I'll write equal to animation. Anime. We'll just write anim. So I'll write. I don't know why it's showing me error, but let me come over here. Write anim is going to be equal to this. So I'll say return anim. So it's still showing some errors which I don't understand. Let me check them. Let me check it. So wait, let me fix the error now. It's not on the right line. Let's click. Let's go like this now. Return anim. So it's showing error. What I'll write here is that I'll just write anim is going to be equal to ball screen class. Then I'll say anim dot on ball start. Then return anim. Let's run it now and see if there is anything. It says unknown class. It's raising an error again, which is what's this error? It says unknown class ball. Let me check it right over here. Let me fix this error right over here. The error is right over the naming part. Let me go back to this class right over here. I think the ball should be a small letter B because our class is ball. This ball here. So let me run it again. Showing an error again. Let's see. It says name equal to screen. Screen is not defined. I think I have to clear that. Name equal to screen. I'll remove that. Let's run it again. The ball is stationary, it's not moving. Now we've been able to the ball is now showing on the screen, but I need to do some things. Let me come over to this Kivy file and the label right over here. I'll change the text. I'll remove the text right over here. I'll make sure it's empty. So let's run it now. So and in our final step, we are going to move the ball. We are going to make sure that the movement works for the ball. So let's work on that. So now in this final step, we want to make sure the ball moves left and right and up and down. So let's work on. We've now put one more thing right over here. This build self. We are going to come over here, right? Clock dot schedule interval. Schedule interval. Then under here, we are going to write anim dot update. Then what we are going to do, this update here is right over here. If we go up, I will see the update right over here as it's showing. And right over here, update is going to be we are going to write comma, then 1.0 all over 60.0. So let's run it now and see if it's going to finally work. So now that is now properly working now. Our ball is moving left and right, and whenever we touch any part of the screen, it's showing touch up, touch down, touch left, touch right, touch down. So we want to work on the label. So let us position the label in the right position now. So let's work on that. So now to position the label, we are going to come over to this label right over here. I'm going to write the position is going to be, because, or let's change the font size to be 40. Let's run it and see. Or let's put it, I don't know why it's showing an error. So, but um, let's write root dot top dot 70. Let's leave it on 50. Root dot width. Let's write 2.2. Let's see the result now. Let's give it 2.5. I don't know the issue now, but I think I'll fix this issue now. The issue is that, but normally the root dot top this thing. Let me see what I can do for this case. Let me fix it. Sorry. Oh, I've seen the issue for this problem. The problem here is that instead of us writing center, we wrote we wrote center. We were supposed to write E. It's just the E we changed. So let's run it now and see the program now. Finally, now, wow, it's finally working perfectly. So now, uh, um, that's all for this program. So that's how to create. That's how to animate an object using Python Kivy, and not only also the animation, the text being displayed whether it touches any part of the screen, right, left, up, and down. So that's all for this video. Thanks for watching and see you in my next video. Hi, please, if this is your first time watching, please don't forget to hit the like button, and also please don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and please do not forget to support me on PayPal. The link is at the description below, and also the link to this source code is at the description below. So thanks for watching and see you in my next video.